Welcome to another week of On the Couch with Dan and Dane. Today we're going to talk about if you need to go and buy a property, where to avoid.
Absolutely. Normally the conversation is, where should I go? But today we're just throwing it on its head a little bit from that perspective.
Places we think are duds.
Yeah, absolutely. Where's your number one, mate?
First up, easy, Darwin. Darwin. Okay. Darwin still hasn't got back to the prices it had in 2014 and it suffered a lot of things up there with population going backwards and so on and so forth. And let's be honest, it is a big hub for defence members going up there. But, unless you're going to go and transition back up there after defence, it becomes your own home and so on and so forth. I get there's emotional pull with that. I would avoid the area.
Absolutely. That's very interesting. So it's the rest of Australia has gone through this massive peak right through the 2021s with the COVID boom and everything like that. But Darwin had its huge peak ages ago when the Impex mine was operating, the East Arm Wharf, that was all going ahead.
Yeah.
And it's just never recovered to the same heights, has it?
100%. What about you, man?
Mine has been everyone's love child. So over the last few years, you would have heard people going, Hobart, over in the Apple Isle. We are going to Hobart. It's nice and quiet. I can retire over there. And you know what? You could buy a property and it'd be $300,000 and it'd go up by $40,000 over a 1 year period or whatever it was. But Hobart indeed had the biggest backwards correction. So it corrected itself and went backwards by the most amount of any capital city in Australia over the last 12 months.
Yeah.
So there has been a slight correction, but none so big as Hobart. So it's still 10% behind where it was 12 months ago. And that's a big statement when most of Australia started to correct itself and get back into the positive light.
Absolutely. So try and avoid the river cottage on SBS or ABC and think you're going to go down and get a hobby farm or whatever it is because you work hard for your money and it's about growing that wealth.
Absolutely.
So see you next week for another episode of On the Couch with Dan and Dane.